Ibiza is the springboard, you know, because anything that blows up here, then you go back to the UK, it blows up there, you know, come October time, November, then it goes to Europe, and then it goes to the US. So it's always been like the springboard. It used to be WMC back in the day, Miami, and then sort of when that became too big and it became less industry and more clubbers, it kind of stopped being that. So Ibiza really is the most important place to break your music, because if you have a hit record there, it will translate, you know, across the world come winter time.
Ultimate Ibiza do's and don'ts.
My don'ts.
Yep.
Do not fall asleep on the beach before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Do not bring too many friends with you, because it just creates havoc, you know. Do not take the ferry to Formentera. Flag your way onto a boat.
Hierbas, the local liquor, and
Are
love
you
it or hate
kidding
it.
me? I wanted to bring it into the US. You know, ever since I started drinking Hierbas, you know, it was back in, I mean, again, this is when we first started. I didn't realize the sugar content in that thing, but we love Hierbas because you can do like 28 shots, and you know, you feel a buzz. Yeah, you feel a buzz, but it's not crazy. But it tastes good. It's made out of grass, and yeah, I mean, the Hierbas y Visencas is like, you know, it used to be my favorite drink. Nah, I don't drink so much, so hey.
Well, I mean, it's time to start it up again.
Yeah. Pound for pound, there's no place in the world like Ibiza. Every year they used to say, oh, Lisbon's the new Ibiza, Mykonos is the new Ibiza, that is the new Ibiza. Ibiza's Ibiza. The culture goes back to the 50s and the 60s with the hippies who used to hang out here, and then, you know, what happened after that, that had made Ibiza and has turned Ibiza into the place where you have cultures from all around the world gather for music. You know, obviously Ibiza space being its last year, I'm very fortunate that I'm going to be playing there the opening, and I'm closing the parking lot, I'm closing the main room for the opening, and I'm also I'm closing the terrace for the closings, for the closing. So I'm excited about that, but I'm looking out. There's a lot of people that are doing really well. Obviously, I like, you know, Black Coffee's doing it up. He's bringing the old school house sound back into the underground and introducing it to these kids who are actually thinking things like, wow, we're discovering house, and like, no, yeah, exactly. So, you know, I really love what he's doing. Honestly, I don't go out for dinners. I like to stay home, listen to some music, and maybe just try to put my head down, even if I don't fall asleep, because especially when I'm gonna do longer sets, you just need to clear the mind and just get ready for it. Because, you know, if you don't give yourself that opportunity, at least for me, I can speak for other people. If I don't give myself the opportunity to kind of just wind down, then I slowly wind myself up. So when I get right in front of the decks, it's like boom, explosion. And then, you know, and like this year for my birthday and during WMC, I did my birthday party 24 hours. And, you know, like that's what I enjoy. I enjoy doing long sets and being able to tell a story and being able to just like take people on a mission, and just when they think it's there, then I just freaking turn that shit around and just fucking take it somewhere else, drop a classic, do, you know, drop Prince, drop you know, something. So it's quite fun. Yeah, absolutely. A little Plastic Dreams never hurt nobody.
Tell us a bit quickly about Subliminal, what you've got coming up on there.
Well, I'm really excited. We did a deal with Armada, they're my new partners, and we have we just scheduled the first 20 releases, a record coming every 2 weeks. I mentioned before about the Eli and Fur, the Thunder and Lightning. Then after that, we have the next record. What's the next record after that? We have, myself and a new guy, I have Juno Lark. out of Germany. It's a nice German little techno thing. It's really, really dope. It's called This Is How We Do It. And after that, we have the Erick Morillo Rude track. After that, we are doing a series called Subliminal Classics, where we have some great guys doing some remixes of the Subliminal Classics. So we have Cole, who just did I Go Back. We got Martinez Brothers doing Welcome to the Jungle. We have Nick Fanciulli doing Constipated Monkeys. Hierbas did Shout. I mean, so it's a really nice series that's gonna come out.
Personal information yesterday.
Yeah.
Does it feel good to get it off your chest?
You know what? It felt good to share. Not so much about it. There is a bit of healing in it to kind of. But the main reason I did it was more to share my story, because I feel like when I was coming up, I didn't hear anybody in my world sharing the things that maybe they went through or didn't go through. And I thought that maybe if I shared and I opened up and I let people know what the pitfalls were for me, maybe they can avoid them, or at least be aware of them. And if it helps one up-and-coming DJ, one up-and-coming producer, one up-and-coming somebody, whatever it is, if it helps one, it's absolutely worth it. You know, you know, for me, it's not something that I'm very private about, because once you own it and you realize that, you know, not that I'm cured in any way, but once you realize that the only way that you know that you were through it is to be able to be open about it. If you're still hiding it, if you're still scared to share, that means you're still trying to keep a little bit. So for me, I'm out in the open. It's all out there, putting my ass on the line, as they say. And like I said, and it's, you know, and since then, look, it's only been 24 hours. Nobody, people that approach me and say, you know, I'm kind of going through something similar, and you know, how can I do this? You know, and that's a beautiful thing, you know. And if I can help people, you know, along with the fact that, you know, I give so much love to people anyway through my music, you know, when I'm DJing and my energy. If I can do it this way as well, it's rewarding. You know what I mean? To know that maybe later on, a year from now, say thank you so much, because you know, awesome. You know, because I wish I would have had that. You know, the records, I mean, I played the hell out of. They're amazing producers, and you know, and Traxsource is always, I was telling him earlier, you know, it's the place where when I'm trying to find something funky, when there's a record I hear and I know if I go to Traxsource I'm gonna find it, because you know, it's a boutique for real house music. That's what Traxsource is to me.